Hello and welcome in, everybody. Hi, Doobie. I mean, yeah, if we're doing repo this Saturday, that'd be pretty fun. If it's crowd control, it's even more insane. Let me start off real quickly by grabbing some music to play in the background while we play through the game with no music in it. There we go. Huzzah! Welcome in, everybody. So, I did some things while off stream. Nothing too crazy, but you can see I got like a new glam going on. Except it's not just a new glam. It's a whole new set of gear. Mostly. Mostly a whole new set of gear. Its relic is still the highest thing I've got right now. Most of this gear is like 150, 120, 130. It's basically 60 to 64 gear. 60 to 64. Azai. And one thing I want to say is I'm never going to be going for gear in any place that I don't have flight in anymore. Like, I thought I'd just go for, let's just get the best set of gear I can possibly get my hands on, and sort of went through, like, okay, I can gather in all these areas where the 50 set's from. How about the 52? Can I gather from all the areas that that piece is in? How about this piece, that piece? And sort of went down the list that way. Except that I ended up with, and I knew this was a possibility, but I wanted like the best set of gear I could get my hands on at the time. But I ended up with some like gatherables in the Sea of Clouds from an area of it that I can't get to yet because I've only got access to half of the Sea of Clouds. And I also ended up with something I had to do fishing for, but I needed to do cloud fishing, and I haven't progressed my job quests for fishing enough to unlock cloud fishing. So, like, I had to sort of step down pieces of gear as I was going to find the ones that I would actually be able to gather the items for. And then I'm gathering in a bunch of zones where I don't have flight unlocked and stuff like that, which is just annoying. So, this is good. This got me into Heavensward gear levels. So, this got my eye level up a bit. It made me more capable. I can fight a little better now. It's all melded up with, like, crit and determination mostly. Um, but from this point on, I am going to limit myself to anytime I'm upgrading gear in Heavensward, only allowing myself gear with gatherables in zones that I've unlocked flight in. Because by the time I've unlocked flight in a zone, I know that I can access every square inch of that zone. Now, that's not a guarantee that I'll be able to gather time materials at a reasonable time. That's not a guarantee that I'll be able to like cloud fish or things like that that I need certain skills for. But once I have flight, I can at least access the whole zone. So I figured that will be my limiting factor when the next time I upgrade, which may not be for a while. This gear set's not amazing. Like I said, there's a couple of 50 pieces in here, but there's some 52s, 54s in here as well. It's pretty good. It's mostly 52 with, I think, 354s and 150. So it's a pretty good subset of gear. Looks like trash. It looks horrible, though. Like, it's terrible, especially the Jester hat. So instead, I just took what I did last week, where my glam was sort of that heavier thing that fit pretty well in Kurthus West because it was big and bulky, and Kurthus West is cold, and kind of modified it a little bit by basically pretty much the same glam. There's a couple different things, but it's mostly the same glam except for the top, which is just lighter because, well, I'm in Dravania now, so I don't need quite so warm of clothing. But I kept with the white, mostly just because these Dreadworm pants refuse to be dyed. I think I could craft versions of them that are dyeable. I think if I collected those ether tomes or whatever they're called, the things that you pick up from the Bahamut raids, those let you craft versions of the gear from the Bahamut raids that's dyeable, but I don't care enough right now. the white clothing is fine for now. But anyway, we beat up a bunch of cops last week, and we broke a murderer out of prison. I mean, I almost wanted to say framed, but he wasn't framed. He's absolutely a murderer. It's just that the tiny little potato's head he cut off totally deserved it. So, for no particular reason, we decided to get out of Kurthus and Ishgard and head into Dravania for a while. None whatsoever. But today is all about hanging out in the Dragonlands and working my way all the way through here over to Annex Shrine, which technically I already have access to, because like I said, I had to gather from a lot of zones while I was getting stuff for the new set of gear, so I actually unlocked the Annex Shrine Aetheryte, but I didn't really progress the story at all. I just ran around the zone gathering. And yeah, today is all about Dravania Forlands, and in theory, making it to the Churning Mists. I don't remember the story super well here. I mean, I remember the story of Heavensward pretty well, but I don't remember exactly how it plays out. But if nothing gets in the way, I should be going all the way through the Dravania Forlands, unlocking Flight here, and hopefully hitting Somal and getting to the Churning Mists by the end of stream today, theoretically. We shall see how long that actually takes. Alright. Let's actually head back and talk to these people and bother doing this quest, why don't we? That was a little messy on the plot. I think a lot of people forget that. Yeah, it can be. I already hit sort of my weird section, which was going back to Thonolin and dealing with all the Raubon stuff there. Well, half of the Raubon stuff there. So I think the Dravania Forlands is pretty straightforward. I believe we'll be hitting up Ravana and Somal today. If I'm remembering the order of the story correctly, we should be hitting up Ravana and Somal today, I believe. We played up to Shadowbringers a couple years ago and surprised by how loosey-goosey Heavensward was. Like, we'll see how long it takes to get through all of that. But I believe we should be hitting up a trial and a dungeon today, in theory. Because I want to... Well, I guess I don't actually have to end... Part of the reason why I specifically ended on coming to Dravania last time was so that I could gather from this zone. But if I'm going to limit myself to gathering from zones that I have Flight unlocked in, then I don't exactly have to hit the Churning Mists today. That being said, if I'm going to go through Somal, which is really all sort of part of the Dravania storyline, I'm going to come out the other end already in the Churning Mists, so I probably will still end up there. But like I said, we'll see how many road speed bumps they throw in the middle of the road that I completely forgot about before we get there. Threshold of Dravania, path to Somal, yep, far to the west. Take our rest of the village up ahead and see if we're properly provisioned. The sole domain of Dragonkind, not really. Oh yeah, I wanted to double check something really quick. Let me pop that open and make sure my audio effects are in place. They are good. Tailfeather was built by hunters who make their living capturing and selling the beasts. Almost time for creative mountaineering. That. Leader Marschamp is an acquaintance of mine. Down there. Gregarious sort. Okay, go hang out with the hunters of Tailfeather and get into all sorts of annoying side quests before we can move on. Only this ceaseless chatter. For to meet this acquaintance of yours, let us do it before Ishgard burns. Stydian. Oh, yeah, great. Nice and personable today, huh, Stydian? I could teleport to Tailfeather and save myself like 10 seconds, but it seems like such a waste this close. Luckily, I'm still way ahead of the game, level-wise, because I spend so much time doing other stuff as I progress. The Gridonians come to visit Churning Mist. Love the mental image of Kana with the climbing harness and chuck. Yeah, because I take my time playing through the game, I'm like already max level on the Scholar. So like nothing in here is gonna want to fight me unless it's part of a quest. Also, while I was off stream, I managed to unlock Ishgard leaves. So I finally have a leave meet that I can hit the person who gives the leaves and the person who receives the leaves right next to each other, and I don't have to run back and forth as much. And I also unlocked collectibles, but I haven't done anything with that yet. There's not a whole lot I need script-wise at the moment, aside from in the long MSQ these days. Yeah, there's a lot. The only way you're ever really going to be under leveled for the MSQ is if you're not using your 3% XP buff by just eating food and you're just mainlining the MSQ. If you're not doing anything but MSQ, you can still catch up to it a bit here and there. I've noticed that. Tiny little psycho chicken. It doesn't have its head cut off though, so why is it running around like that? Love the adorable little chicken running around. The tiny little chickabo. Alright. I shouldn't need a mender. I also shouldn't need a merchant, because all the stuff they're gonna have is whatever. GT was actually the first expansion where you didn't get level gated by MSQ. Well, you could have also been playing on one of the favored servers, which would also give you a big XP bonus. At that point, you're never going to get gated by MSQ. Take off work to just slam the MSQ. Yeah. Like, if you're playing on a preferred world, or you have the... Well, not the XP rings, because I think they only give bonuses to battle experience, not to, like, MSQ prog. But, like, if you're on a preferred world, if you got the 3% buff going, if you got the Hall of the Novice rings and stuff like that, like, there's no way you're ever going to end up gated by the MSQ. You're just going to be pushing it way too fast, your level. Call me Leatherface, we have visitors. Road to 90 is a powerful drug, yes it is. Companions and I are on a pilgrimage to Somal. Yes, pilgrimage, sure, that's what it is. Right for the next leg of our journey. You like, wouldn't suggest leaving the forest at all. Drag has been absolutely bleeding murderous of late. Do they not bother you normally? Yes, all the wonderful canopies of the trees, so they just sort of hide under the trees to avoid hassle from the dragons. Yeah, if you were flying above the canopy, you'd barely be able to see the ground. Local wildlife's canny enough to stay hidden beneath the leaves. Yep. Whenever there's a dragon out flying, just duck under the trees. So the dragons ain't the only things they give us, especially just out and heading west, blah, blah, blah. My most recent alt was on Oceania, and I was able to keep 3 jobs leveled. Yeah, that preferred world bonus, man, that's strong. Worse than Dargans, you say? Ah, the Nath. Yep, the Vath and the Nath. Sending out war parties from moms in all directions. Taking harassing the Dravanians in their own lairs. They're crazy. Of course, which is more and more, by the way, they certainly ain't afraid to come after my lot. Yeah, the Nath. And then I assume this is a, yep, ether current. As you know, the hunters, you like to help a real hunter. 3 camps to the east. Go talk to the lazy sods. Okay. Yeah, go hassle the hunters that aren't reporting in. I'll need to come back here anyway, so I'll just leave that quest for now. The main quest for now. So it's Milla's sightseeing log. Yay! Sights of Heavensward. Yeah, you're always hitting up the Ironhearts. Because the person who gave you the sightseeing log was Millith Ironheart, you're hitting up such and such Ironheart in every expansion so that you can expand the sightseeing log for each new expansion. So now I have a bunch of places in Heavensward zones that I'm not going to bother checking out. Actually, I might. I don't bother with the sightseeing log much in ARR. I'll have to do it eventually, but I didn't really try to do it right away or anything because it's a pain in the butt in ARR. They don't bother to like highlight the areas, and you can't half of the time even tell what emote you're supposed to use when you get there. From Heavensward on, not only do they show the area that you're supposed to stand in without you having to decipher the riddle yourself, they'll just show it in world, but most of the areas you're standing in, the emote you're supposed to use is lookout. Like, occasionally it's something different, but not usually. We'll see if I hit any sightseeing points around here. I would have expected one to be right near the town, since that's where you get the sightseeing log upgraded. But I don't see one. The map. Yep. Let's start up north here. I'll circle around. I love being over-leveled. That ain't gonna fly in Stormblood, though. Since I'm level capped at 70, basically everything in Stormblood's gonna want to kill me. That's unfortunate. But it is what it is. Oh no, I need to use this to get up there. I think, yeah, this works. Huh. Clever climbing. Oh. Is this fate really a chocobo versus a freaking dinosaur? Run away. Sure, the chocobos can survive the dangers, blah, blah, blah. Some creatures, however, are simply too much. Oh, yeah. This is chocobo versus dino. I don't think I've ever done that fate before then. Nothing out of the ordinary. There's just one bird that won't shut up. Such a wait for its bloody screeching. Gee, I wonder if that's the chocobo over there getting mauled to death by a dinosaur. Oh, wait, there's another one further north here. Oh, I can't remember if it's to the right or to the left and around. I think to the left is safer of a decision. To the right, it may just hit me against a mountain and not actually let me up. To the left, I'm like 99% sure this will eventually circle around. Yeah, see, to the right, I'm not sure that I would have been able to, although maybe it would have been better. I don't know. Doesn't matter, I'm too far to the left now. Alley-oop. All the little mountain climbing you have to do around here just to get certain quests done until you unlock Flight 2 is annoying. Like, even forgetting trying to climb so mall. Just the little bits here and there. Bit of an incident. Some fiend stomped out of the tree line and gobbled up one of our fresh caught birds. Nothing we could do about it. Tell the chief that. Okay, so a couple of chocobos got eaten and a couple of them are just screaming like crazy. Hey, yeah, cleared it. Tiny, tiny potato can still clear it. Not that it matters. I need to come this way anyway. Oh well. I love my goofy little falcon mount. It's like so pointless. This tiny little like single-wheeled mount is so weird. A single set of wheels instead of 4 for like safety or stability. A tiny front wheel that looks like it would just flop and wobble completely out of alignment the moment you hit a pebble. Like, this is such a weird mount. But it's so goofy that it fits perfectly for my stupid little potato. Well, I'm in really trouble with those giant bugs. Cool, giant bugs. Not gonna deal with them, though. You could deal with them instead. All I'm here for is the ether currents. I should keep an eye out, too. I think I have 3 more, probably, to pick up in this zone. I expect they'll mostly be on the critical path, though. A lot of ether currents tend to be. Especially when they've reduced them down to so few. They're almost always directly, like, in line with the critical path. So you just need to sort of keep your head on a swivel as you're moving around the MSQ. We've all got issues. None of them need my help. Yep. Stuck with acquaintance with my people at all. Maybe willing to lend them a hand. Sure, why not? Let's see if any of them are... Nope, not willing to lend any of them a hand. They're all yellow quests. Don't care. MSQ ahoy! The Nath weren't wont to cause such strife when I lived here. Yeah, well. On the calamity, my family was dead, my home was gone, I had fled from the bitter cold. The paths of the forest then, and wandered out from under the protection of its boughs. I chanced on Racefelger. Yup. The vision of the past is presence wizard upon me. Marshchamp found my unconscious form at the edge of the trees. I like that. The Nether one's peaceful. Peaceful isn't quite the right word for it, but... As long as you didn't intrude on their house, they wouldn't try and kill you horribly. Very rarely hostile. I've been able to trade with them on occasion. I've not time to creep through the underbrush. On some roundabout route. Make straight for so all and crush any unruly insect we meet. We're direct path ahead. Sure. I do love the absurdity of the Heavensward plot. Like, the leader of the heretics and the Azure Dragoon are off on a journey together. It's just so absurd. Yep. Did any new blue quest show up? Nope. Okay. Let's make this quick, people. Oh, fights. Yep, have to get into a few fights along the way. I recognize that one. Yes, it is the one I thought it was. Okay. Also, I love being able to run and summon mounts at the same time. It's so good. I've mostly gotten used to the, like, muscle memory of it. I did have the problem when they first added it a little while back where it's like I would still stand still in some of my mount every time without fail, but I've mostly gotten used to the muscle memory now. Yeah, no. No sightseeing points for some reason. Granado. Should be 249 to the east. Wait, that's back over. Oh, it was probably where I was helping out the hunters. Oh, I'm an idiot. I was out there helping out the hunters, and I guess I wasn't paying attention because it's over there somewhere. It doesn't seem like it's that far away, though. So maybe it's actually on this side. Just back behind some trees and stuff. 122 east. Yeah, it's definitely not far enough. Oh, is it beneath the bridge? Is that what it was? Was I just, like, blind enough to miss it? Yep, along the bridge. There we go. Okay, so I didn't miss it by much. Good thing I decided to check the compass, though, because I totally did miss that. Next, 902 to the west. Yep. Okay. So now we're on to sort of the next zone. There's also one of the ether currents that's, like, way up a mountain, and so it's not like you could just go straight in the direction it tells you to. Because you have to, like, wind back and forth up a mountain, and a very specific path to get to it. I do remember that much. I suspect this might be the one. 719 to the west. Yeah, I think that's the one that I'm thinking of. I mostly had to come in here so I could kill wyverns for wyvern skin, for wyvern hide, for, you know, crafting. Which is a pain in the butt. A lot of the hunting is really... Hunting is so annoying. Gathering's okay because it's pretty much guaranteed. You're always making progress. But hunting... I had to kill, like, dalmals and wyverns, and I ended up having to kill, like, 20 of each of them before a single one dropped a single piece of hide. It's, like, so annoying that RNGesus can just completely screw you when you're hunting for so long. Master again, remind me to thank him. Not warned us to expect the Nath. I doubt I would be standing here. is that I would tentatively describe as Ishgardian. The style, if not quite identical, betrays a definite resemblance. 1,000 years old is a remnant of the age when our ancestors, dragonkind, lived together in peace. Evidence of our harmonious past taught that these buildings were constructed by heretics in honor of your Dravanian masters. He's such a bitch the whole time. He's just such a stubborn idiot. You threaten the success of our mission with this incessant squabbling. Pray reason with these two. Grunt. Lost patience with you. Not what he is doing, but okay. Have a common goal. Prevent a war which will claim countless lives on both sides. Must learn to tolerate each other's presence. Just in his gift. In time, the secrets of history will be brought to light. Yep. My counsel until his visions confirm the truth. Very well, but bait me not. Likely provide the catalyst his gift requires. Yeah, it's like the second you see Reisvalger, you're undoubtedly going to get an echo. And Mystinian may not believe her, but he'll believe you. Is it still that one that's way off to the... Nope, this one's to the south now, so I'm picking up the other one. Okay, so it looks like one is probably down here near the Nath camp. And the other one's up the mountain, so it's a big windy path I have to take anyway. So that won't really be available till I get into Annex Shrine, I don't think. The Trine Towers. The Great Towers of the West, they know him as Annex Shrine. Serves the roost for Reisfelger's lesser kindred. Must first beseech these dragons to open the way. Okie dokie then. The disposition of the Nath. Let's survey the approach to the towers, see if the path is clear. Yep. Keep going. I'm nowhere near any ether currents. They're all like 700 or 800 away from me right now. I think I will go a little off track of the MSQ because I think I can hit this ether current down here on my way. And then I can pick up the one in Annex Shrine, but I'll still be locked behind a bunch of quests. But that's okay. Haven't picked up any new quests for the ether currents yet anyway. Because you can never unlock a fight in a zone until you leave a zone, because they always lock one ether current behind the final MSQ quest in that zone. Right? So you like have to finish the story in the zone before they give you that last ether current every time. You know what? I don't need to do this. The MSQ sends you to the Nath anyway, so instead of banking to the side, going over there, grabbing an ether current, and then coming back over here, I can just go on with the MSQ and grab the ether current when it sends me there. I don't really need to rush the ether current up the mountain either, because I don't think it's directly on the path to Somal, but it's up the same sorts of paths that you go onto Somal, so I can just wait for that part of the MSQ to sort of go up there. There's the guys I had to kill for Hyde. The road ahead is teeming with Nath soldiers. Oh no, guess I'll just have to slaughter them all horribly and quickly, like they're nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Stupid sexy Nath. Oh. Get blasted with Art of War, like usual. So easy. Oh, more spawned? Cool. Great. Good for them. Doesn't really matter. Oh no, more people spawned. Boom, get blasted with Art of War. Oh no, it was so frightening. I love just obliterating enemies along the MSQ because I'm like over leveled or over geared to just blow them all up. Like, I think this is about 52 in the MSQ, I believe. And I'm wearing gear that's like 50, 52, 54, plus a book that's like higher eye level than all of those. So I'm not horribly over leveled for where I am because I'm more eye level locked than level locked, right? But I'm still pretty over leveled for where I am. Because now I can gear myself up. I'm not stuck back where I was during the Bahamut raids, where it's like everything is just eye level locked and I'm so weak and just like under eye leveled and stuff. No, now I can actually gear myself up and keep up with the MSQ. Let's go ahead and hit the summoning stone just in case, even though I'll most likely just teleport to Annex Shrine if I ever want to get here. Take no pleasure in killing the Naths to avoid bloodshed that I agreed to just... Yeah, well, the blood's gonna be spilled either way, lady. Courtyard together. I leave the task of hailing its occupants to me. Keep your lance on your back, Dragoon. I shall start no fight, only finish it. I do like that about Astidian. He's like, I gave the Warrior of Light my word I wouldn't start any fights, but I will finish them, so...
Vidofnir!
Vidofnir! Come on down here. Hi, girl.
Ah, 'tis thee, little one. From above I did mistake thee for a Nath. 'Tis well I chanced to look again, or thou wouldst now be ash.
Dear Vidofnir, how I have missed you. Would that I had come sooner, and not out of dire necessity.
Thou art troubled. Speak that I might know thy plight. Thou wouldst have father admonish his brood brother.
I mean, it won't work, but we'll try
I would end
it.
this war without further bloodshed.
Like, we'll try it.
How am I to believe thee, little one, when thine own companion beareth Nidhogg's stolen eye?
Have care, dragon, or I shall gouge out one of yours.
Thanks, Astidian. It's very useful.
You forget yourself, sir. We are here on a mission of peace.
My sires will forbiddeth me from inviting discord to our home. 'Tis for this reason and no other that thou still drawest breath, knight.
Vidofnir, please. We must be allowed to convey our intentions to Hraesvelgar in person, with words of our own choosing. Grant us this favor, and open the way to Som Al.
Thou hast ever been welcome, little one. But I cannot grant
Even though
thy
you have a
wish.
really weird obsession with my
I am
dad.
bound to remain here and protect my kin from the Nath's god.
It's like, you're always welcome here, even though you're this weird, obsessed girl with my dad, so...
The Nath have summoned a primal.
Pray excuse my forwardness, but if we were to eliminate the threat to your territory, would you consent to Lady Izel's request?
Oh, let's go hunt
Dost
primals.
thou imagine thyself equal to the task? To succeed where dragons have failed? 'Tis beyond thee, mortal. But thou art welcome to try, nonetheless. Only know that idle promises shall avail thee naught.
That's okay, I'll summon 7 random doofuses and we'll get it done.
It would seem we have no choice but to make good on Alphino's offer. Why must our every bid for peace breed yet more war?
Well, first Azale will make a complete fool of herself, then I'll summon 7 random doofuses to help me finish it. Drinking a lot of water today, which is fine. I may just need to take a break to go get more eventually. Should I go for the... No. The ether current is like way up there somewhere. And you end up going there during the MSQ on your path to Somal, so I'll just hold off for now. Like I said, no reason to rush the ether currents in a zone until you finish the MSQ there anyway, because they always hide one behind the last MSQ. And the god is a mystery of the newfound belligerents laid to rest. Yep. Thought you would applaud them for summoning a primal to further their own ends. After all, you did. Stydian. Just to say Shiva to further mine own ends. Desire to strength only to forge anew the peace between man and dragon. That's not at all what it was gonna do. like, I'm not saying I really doubt your reasons. I'm just saying you're delusional. Savage who murders without thought of compunction. Enough already! Alphino having to be the voice of reason is annoying. It's like, well, everyone shut the hell up. We need to deal with this now. Return to Tailfeather. Eh. I forgot we have to go talk to them. Oh well. Let's see if this opened up new ether current quests. Not quite. There'll probably be some in Tailfeather, though. Good thing I snagged Onyx Shrine earlier. I almost forgot. Like, after we're done here in Tailfeather, I suspect more of them will show up. Bum, bum. And much jump. Not the Nath, did you? What is it you'd like to... No. We dealt with the Nath and the dragons. Say something else. I don't know bugger all about Nath religion, if I'm honest. The other trade habits, there never seemed to be much point in asking. Shouldn't be that hard to find out. Small hive to the north and west, outcasts from the main tribe. Yep, the Vath. What exactly would a Nath consider to be the right incentives? Meat, rotten vegetables and fruits, maybe. Hurry, you might want to divide the chores amongst yourself. Yep. Some fruit, some meats, gather the fruit, leaping to the lower branches of these forest giants should present little challenge for me. I love that he actually puts the Dragoon's jump ability to use. He's like, I'll gather the fruit, I could just jump into the trees. Nectar. And I get to go kill friggin' Nonkas. Time to go hunting animals for their raw meat with these very, very bright white clothes that I'm wearing. I'm sure nothing could possibly go wrong with that. My entire outfit's gonna be dark red by the time I meet with Racevelger. Yeah, I need to remember to be taking like a lot of pictures as I go through. Of, like interesting areas and zones, and there's a good one down here maybe. We'll see. But, like I probably should have gotten some pictures of Vidofnir while I was there. I think there will be one or two more chances though. Yeah, they still haven't unlocked new ones. Okay. Just keep an eye out for the blue quests eventually. Should I even... Yeah, you know what? I guess I will bother with the... Chain stratagem may have been a little misplaced there, but... Best to get the kills as fast as possible, in which case I guess I may as well use it. Oh, it's because I don't have my chocobo out. That's part of the reason. I don't like how he, like, gets in the way of cutscenes and stuff, though. Okay. Keep him out for now. I just don't like when cutscenes happen, you know? Like, in-game cutscenes happen, and then your friggin' chocobo is standing in front of your face, and you can't see anything. Bam. There we go, that should take care of that. And then over to the meeting place, so we don't have to go back to the... yeah, I should be able to go this way. We don't have to go back to Tailfeather first. That. Oh, but if I put that in the thumbnail, it needs to be more like this. Because the way my thumbnails work, there's a big old frickin' number right up here in the top, which is like the number of the video. So if I use that in the thumbnail, I can't put this over in the corner like that. That's pretty good there. I can bring this down a bit. Like that. That'll give me room to deal with the stupid watermark at the bottom. There we go. If all else fails, that will make for a pretty good thumbnail on its own right there. In fact, that felt like a really good one, so I may use that one even if I get some other good pictures today. In which case, I don't know about where to take the picture at, because this will probably work pretty well. What's the change the face without stopping the... Nope. No. Nope. Nope. There we go. I always end up having to do a little G-pose and pictures and all that sort of stuff as I'm going through each bit, because I'm basically grabbing sections for the thumbnail, right? Like the background, and then my little dude that I'll cut out and all that sort of stuff for the thumbnails for the videos as I progress. And I think I've got some pretty good pictures for this one, for this week's, as long as they end up looking as good as I think they do. Nectar from the land traps, and harvest it without a sales help. Yep, I got Nonka meat. Stinian's fruit and assemble a suitably generous looking, blah blah blah, yeah. So it's it. Holy rainbow stuff, so 52 gear. Yeah, okay. So my crafting is like pretty much right on par with where it needs to be now. Given that I've got a little bit of 50 stuff and a little bit of 54 stuff, I'm kind of right in that like 52, 54 zone, crafting-wise. The non-mind. As he injects his choice of presentation, place our offering at the trading post. I have the Nath, I think it would be suitably impressed. Like freaking flower arrangement type nonsense with a bunch of fruit and vegetables and shit in a bag. It's like, Alphino, you're taking way too much time here. Is that a signal or some such? Offering is not gone unnoticed. It's been since Hunter's last came to trade. Click all that. Long as it's been since Hunter's last came to trade. The gifts that filled the air with such delightful scents. Cantrap nectar, Caleb tree fruit, and Naka flesh. Meager existence is much enriched by a bounty. I do love that. The like, hunters, come to our hive if you would trade. Cramped, stifling, and horribly smelly. Yep. Better to live in stench than to be cracked and crunched by dragon jaws. I mean, I think we're good. They're all just standing around there. Whatever. Okay, now I need to go talk to these guys. The non-mod. Freaking Vath. They're pretty okay when it comes to beast tribe stuff. Pretty much no one will ever be quite as annoying as some of the ARR ones, because they had a lot of the early jank of beast tribes is like really aggressive in the ARR ones, where like they want you to collect items from fates, or they want you to do those really boring transport ones where you can't mount, you can't run, you can't do anything, and you just run from point to point. All that sort of nonsense starts to kind of go out the window after ARR, and they really sort of hone it in on just like, okay, this one's going to be all about combat and like fetch quests, and this one's going to be all about like gathering and crafting. It's like, there, that's enough. Bath Artisan. Ah, repair person. Interesting. So where does the... Okay, so that's the storyteller, which would put the stick peddler and all them over here, I think? Is this where it goes? Against this wall here? Because I don't think it's over the... Unless they... Oh no, this becomes it. Okay. I thought that gate was that gate for a second, the front gate, but no. If this gate is over here, then this is what becomes like the Adventurers Guild. Yeah. This is where they show up when it becomes a beast tribe. The Hungerer. Sibylraw. Where'd you even get that name? Sibylraw, why Sibylraw? Why not? Okay. Why not? I mean, that's a good enough excuse for me, I guess. Why not? Give yourself an elf name, I guess. Good enough for me, I suppose. Oh yeah, I forgot I had old gear still on hand. Let me desynth some of this old stuff. This is stuff I know I don't want to put in my glamour dresser. So I just want to desynth it. I've already got max gil though, so I don't really want to sell all this other crap that I got from gathering. Right? I got a bunch of stuff from gathering left over. Oh yeah, that was a collectible thing. Whatever. I don't really want to sell any of it because I've already maxed my gil out. I need to find something to buy first. And there's just like... There's like nothing that really matters at this point in the game. At least nothing I can think of that really matters for me to buy at this point in the game. I guess I could buy some of this stuff and desynth it, but I don't know that it even drops anything I care about. I don't know. I need to find something to spend some of this gil on, though. That's the real problem of the free trial, is having the 300k gil limit, and so it's like you just need to find things to buy with gil, because you can't use the market board, your gil caps, and then you're just getting gil and getting nothing out of it because you have a 300k limit. So it's like trying to uncap your gil periodically, and there's just like almost nothing in the game worth buying after you've bought all the orchestrions you can buy and all the mounts or minions that you can buy and stuff like that. It's like there's not like anything left to buy. Except maybe gear that you could break down for like demi-materia and stuff like that, but it's just not really worth it for the most part. It's been announced the storytellers. Speak to our chosen leader in words, for we are Vath. We are the non-mind. To our hive, hunters. You brought delicacies much sought after by our people. Much pleased would you have in return. Your home, there's a blah 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 blah. In search of knowledge. Specifically, knowledge of your people's god. Knowledge alone, what strange hunters you are. Those words you desire, the words you shall have. We are the non-mind, and to speak is our fate. Hear the tale of the Nath's god. Of the god the one mind summoned into our midst. Yeah. Yes, they are one, connected. Let's begin the story at its beginning. Dragon flew in from the east, bleeding and weak, fell from the sky and into the hive. Swarmed by my brethren, with spear and spell and musket, the dragon was slain. Likely one that fed the battle with my kinsmen. Yep. Commend you on finishing the job. I should commend you on finishing the job. And Estinia's like, what? What the hell do you expect from me? I do love that Azel glares at Estinia and he's just like, what the fuck do you expect me to say? I'm a dragoon. Terrible adversaries. One mind would always cower when their winged shadows pass over ground. Yep. They had learned that a battle-weary Dravanian was easy prey. Great. Sighed to heed the words of the black-robed men. Call forth our god and unleash his blades upon the dragons. Dravanian lands will become Nath lands. Oh god. Wasteful. Nope. No reason. price he demands in crystals far exceeds the rewards. We have the Vath despise and revile its insatiable existence. Oh, I have to take one of these rings? Alright, just take whatever, I guess. I'm just gonna desynth it anyway. Make sure I desynth it right away so I don't forget I didn't craft that. Some demi materia. Ooh, there we go. The Vath have some of the ether current quests. That's why. Not each other's thoughts, generous hunter. You somehow know that we need help. Weapon stock is wanting. Yep. Go kill Nath and steal their guns from them. No, there's a MSQ. No. Okay, so that's the only one? Oh, they're really spacing out these ether current quests. Alright. I'm heading there anyway, so I may as well do MSQ as well. It's going to send me right where I need to be for this ether current quest. And to watch a sail make a complete butthole of herself. Powerful primal for a greater good, conscious great past the lamb. It is necessary evil and willingly shoulder the burden of my sin. Sure, yeah, whatever. May argue that I presume too much. You must surely see that I am aware of the magnitude of my transgressions. They summon their deity for no greater purpose than to expand their dominion. I mean, that's why most people do it. Some of us have dominance sworn to eliminate the primal threat. The distinction you draw seems questionable at best. I raised my own grandfather risked unleashing the power of the 12 in an attempt to prevent the calamity, and technically summoned a primal into his own body, but let's just not tell anyone about that for now. Hey, Alphino! Yup. I may condone your actions, I at least understand them. Really put it, they truly seek not the territorial gain. I can only conclude that they are ignorant of the ruinous consequences of their actions. Yep. How lightly you prove those. How lightly you propose the destruction of this god. No, not. Has it occurred to you that you may be sending the Warrior of Light to his death? I mean, it hasn't stopped any of them before. They'll just chuck me at every primal they can find. See, it's I who am guilty of presuming too much. It doesn't matter. Everyone sends me to fight primals anyway. What are our options, Alphino? Send you an Astinian with no echoes up against a primal? Yeah, that'll work well for us. Just ... It's like... That really did have my little potato doing the thoughtful thing, so it's like, even he's thinking, well, what the hell are our options here exactly? Like, what else were you gonna have me do, Alphino? Because there is no other option. I'm blessed with the Echo's protection. May do battle without fear of primal influence. Let me bear this burden. Yeah, sure, because Shiva's gonna do so great against him. A second Warrior of Light. How many primals have you faced, my lady? No decides how to challenge it unless you need to pray until it appears. No, I mean to walk straight dead center into the middle of the Nath's freaking base. I assume their primal god is probably there. Speak with the Vath. I love everyone's like, you don't even know where it is. It's like, really? Because the Vath know exactly where the Nath hive is. I just walk into the center of that hive. Eager to prove his worth. Yeah, Alphino is a dork like that. Okay. I have to talk to a bunch of the Vath. Hear from your mind. If you meet with our god, he'll have your souls. Like, not mine. Offer yourselves as a sacrifice. You'll soon be brought before him. We would mourn the loss of such generous hunters, however. I like that. None mind. We do not hear the one mind's thoughts. We cannot predict their will. Yeah, I really don't even know what to spend it on. Like, fishing bait? No, that's boring. I don't even know where I'd use that. I guess maybe some gear. Let's do one more. There we go. Burned off about 50k. All for what'll probably amount to nothing. Watch this turn into, like, boring stuff. Tiger's Eye. Interesting enough, but easy enough to make. I could gather that stuff easily. Some more demi-materia, but I don't think I really need 2s. And some rainbow thread, but it's normal quality, which makes it mostly useless. Okay. But that does free me up to, Why do I have leftover Raimi and rainbow thread? How did I not use all that up? Oh well. And then I can discard this collectible thing because it's not even going to be very good rating, and I don't even know if I can turn it in. I just happened to pick it up because I had collector turned on while I was fishing. And then I got a lot of these, but these are actually worth a decent amount of gil, so I don't want to spend them. I don't want to sell them unless necessary. I'd rather sell all the crap that's worth like 1 gil a piece first to clear out my inventory. What do you have to say, Estinian? You're always fun. I swear these beastmen know less about their god than I do. Yeah, that sounds about right. Guess you brought not enough for all Vec to enjoy. You could bring us just one more. Very fond of Nonka flesh. Great, go kill more Nonka. Alright, may as well. Oh, big yawn for some reason. Always happens when I'm streaming. Always happens when I'm streaming. All the time. I can only imagine it must have to do with all the talking or something. I don't know exactly what causes it. I can only assume it has to do with how much more I talk when I'm streaming and I'm joking and laughing and blah blah blah, all that sort of stuff, that maybe that's what just causes my jaw to be like, okay, now I'm going to make you yawn over and over and over again. But like as soon as I start streaming, I just start yawning like crazy. Which sucks, because I don't really want that stuff in the YouTube video, which means I have to like sit here and wait until I'm done yawning to even talk more, and then cut that stuff out of the YouTube video later, which is annoying. Not bad. It's pretty standard, honestly. Like, I have to cut down the whole footage from the YouTube video anyway, so it's pretty easy to do, but it doesn't make it any less annoying. Could try hammering like 4 or 5 5-hour energies just before I stream, but that doesn't really work for me. I've tried like caffeinated sodas and energy drinks and stuff like that in the past, and it just doesn't work for me. All the negatives, none of the positives. Darn it, came around the wrong way. Like when I try to hammer like caffeine or energy drinks or things like that, not only does it not keep me awake, like I literally drank a 5-hour energy. The last time I bothered to drink like an energy drink was I hammered an energy drink and then felt sleepy immediately after that. Like it didn't work at all. So not only does it not help give me any energy, but it does, like, give me the shakes and stuff like that that comes with, like, energy drinks and caffeine and all that. So, like, I get all the negatives, none of the positives of energy drinks and caffeine and that sort of stuff. Have you been out hunting? Yes, here, some Nanka flesh. More words you strange hunters hunger for. The one mind are enmeshed by the overmind. What one sees, all see. Alert a single Nath and the whole hive is alerted. To reach our god undetected is all but impossible. That's fine by me. I can alert a single Nath and then surrender and become a sacrifice. The ant mend their bond, where every man's mind made known to his neighbor. Ishgard would not last a bell. Nope, not at all. Not without devious and full of crap every Ishgardian tends to be. Certain concepts of explanation. I believe I'm beginning to grasp a few of the fundamentals. Overmind sits at the center and now society is present somehow allows its subjects to communicate without need of word or gesture. Yep. Yes, so now we have to go attack the Nath and then get arrested. Breaking into hives. Generously be termed... Surrender yourself into what might generously be termed their custody, and then wait for until their god arrives to claim your soul. That very well describes the plan. Yep. Yeah, sure, let's go get ourselves arrested. Like... We've already pissed off the Ishgardians and the Thonolins. Let's go piss off the Nath, too. By the time we're done with Heavensward, we will have to run away from the authorities of every single zone. Leave no authority figure unharassed in this entire playthrough. Shall feign a brief show of resistance and then allow them to take us prisoner. Any other ones that popped up suddenly? Yes, there are. Okay. Not a good time for that. I think if I do Ravana first, then when I'm waiting for the queue time of Ravana, I can go and work on the other ether current ones. Okay, that'll probably work best. That, and if I finish Ravana, then I can teleport out to Tailfeather, because the next thing I think is going to take me back to Annex Shrine, so I could just probably teleport there too. Trying to minimize the back and forth all around that I have to do. Hubertin's Harrier. Oh yeah, isn't that the Hubertin? Can't remember. The name is familiar, but I don't remember. I think it's some heretic who like turns into a dragon or whatever, but I don't know. Also, I should be able to hit up the ether current while I'm in the Nath territory, because it should be in there. 539 southeast. Yep. It'll be inside Nath territory. Oh yeah, Lohans are here. Lofans? Lohans? No, Lotans. Lotan? Whatever. I'll probably have to hunt them for hide too at some point. Cool, let's go pick a fight with a bunch of ants. Hi, Azael. Hello there. How are you? Intruders! Yep. Blast these idiots. I hate the fact that the Chocobo refuses to target an enemy from AoE. Like, I'll sit here and Art of War enemies down and the Chocobo literally will not bother attacking anyone because the Chocobo doesn't pick a target until you pick a target and single target hit them. Which is, like, worthless because I'm killing these guys too fast anyway. Hello there. Give me your gun. Oh, this guy's a little stronger than the ones I was facing there. Just waste all of my ether charges blowing this idiot up. Oh, of course, I accidentally targeted someone else. Always happens, man. I hate that. When you're trying to use ether charges interchangeably, like weave your ether charges with your normal attacks, you always end up taking the enemy down with a normal attack and then blowing your ether charge, pulling some extra enemy you didn't mean to pull. Oh, it wants me to go out there. No, but there's an ether current in here somewhere. 195 to the east. I could probably progress further with this MSQ, but eventually they're going to just, like, teleport me into the inner area, and I'd rather grab this ether current now. Southeast. There it is. So the last one in this zone should be up in the mountains of Somal. Or, you know, before Somal. Actually, I guess it technically is Somal. Because the dungeon may be called Somal, but, like, that's the mountain. And the Annex Shrine is built into the side of that mountain, so I guess the whole area would be Somal. Alright, I got the flintlocks for that one, which means I just need to do the MSQ here and then go work on more of the ether quests. Yeah, I'm making good progress through this zone. In fact, I'll probably hit Churning Mists within... No. You know what? It probably will be closer to 2.5 or 3 hour stream by the time I hit Turning Mist. I was going to say by like 2 hours, but then I forgot. I have to do Ravana, so I have to wait for that queue time. Probably not long, maybe 5 minutes. And I have to do more Ether Current quests. Those are quick. Those will be a couple minutes, 5 minutes maybe each. But then I have to do Somal, which is a dungeon, which means, you know, maybe 5 minutes for the queue time, probably less. But then another like 15 minutes probably to run the dungeon, maybe a little more, because I have to watch cutscenes and stuff. So it'll probably be closer to like 2.5 hour stream by the time I hit Churning Mists. Wonder what I should do for the last half hour or so of that then. Oh. Intrusion, let's press further into the hive. Get our host's undivided attention. Yep, so it was going to let me go further up. It's fine. I wasn't sure, so I figured I'd just grab the ether current quick. Stupid chocobo. Literally targets every single enemy except the enemies that are actually aggressive towards me. I love how I turned my camera this way while those guys spawned in. Hit tab, target that guy. Hit tab, target that guy. Like, every enemy except the ones that actually matter. Tab targeting is, like, real garbage in this game, man. It just, like, it aggressively refuses to do the most obvious thing that you obviously would want it to do in favor of some fucking bullshit. Leave these to me and press on. Okay, further in. It just, like, makes some shit up about what it assumes you must want from tab targeting, and it's always wrong. Yep, turns out the MSQ would have taken me right next to the ether current. Okay. Guess I'll have more faith in the future. I probably won't. Because I knew eventually they just haul me away from this zone and into Ravana's area. So I'm like, oh, they might take me past the ether current. I don't have to backtrack for it, so I'll just grab it now. Should be sufficient. Yep. Now we've got their attention. Let's go ahead and surrender ourselves, I suppose. Alright, Azel. Time for you to look super cool. Next come, we offer no resistance. So you're saying I can't beat them to death with the spine of my glowy book? Alright then. Surrender, we throw ourselves upon the mercy of your god. Their god has no mercy. But he does have a super cool blue mage attack. Like, their god has no mercy, but he has one of the best blue mage attacks that remains useful in almost every single blue mage build imaginable. Though probably not from this version. You probably could only get it from the extreme, I think. Take us before their lord. Pray leave matters to me. When I know summoning rituals holds true, I shall be well placed to act. Sure, you will. Hi again, newbie. Totally do. Yep. Definitely do. Pushing through the ripping behind us. Passing line is enough. Imagine the noise would serve to mask our escape should we need to withdraw temporarily. So you could just an excuse for how you can slip out and do whatever you want. I love that they give you an excuse to slip out. So you can be like, yeah, just ditch the MSQ for a while. Nope, let's do this. I want to queue up already. It's like, wow, look at all those crystals that you could use to summon a primal in here. Right? Oh, man.
Now we have but to wait.
Sure. Yeah, you'll definitely be able to handle this all on your own.
O Lord Ravana, master of the sacred blades, wrath of the colony, conqueror of the world, hear our prayer.
We summoned primals? Let's go!
Pray grant unto your devoted children the gift of your divine presence.
Yeah, sure, pal.
He comes.
Friggin' cool primal. Just big old bug man. But like still. Giant bug man.
All strength to the colony. Speak and I shall listen.
Oh, glorious General, we have captured intruders and would make unto you an offering of their life's blood.
Sure you would.
These feeble fleshlings dared to invade Natlands.
Hear me, Lord Ravana. My companion and I did not come to contest your children's territory. We wished only to learn the reason you wage war against the dragons.
Because why not? That's why.
Thou wouldst flirt with death merely to satisfy thy curiosity. Wherefore should the glorious conquests of the Nath concern thee so, Elezen? Mayhap thine own kind struggle against the worms fareth poorly, and thou art desirous of a pact.
We crave no alliance, Lord Ravana. Only peace. We would bring an end to our war
He
with
doesn't
the
really
dragons.
know peace.
Yet so long as they remain embroiled in this conflict with your children, our goal shall remain out of reach.
Like, in case we're not clear here, the Nath don't really have a god. They summoned Ravana by basically worshipping the idea of war. So, like, trying to bring peace to this primal is very counterproductive.
Never before have the Nath risen up in such numbers, and never yet with you at their head. Why do you lead them to war?
Thy question hath no meaning. To live is but to fight. Long have my children waited, gathering their strength in the shadow of thy ceaseless conflict. The Nath would see the Dravanians slain, and their territory secured. And by such fervent prayers am I now given form and purpose.
They literally just worshipped war, prayed for war.
As I feared, your very existence is an obstacle to our goal. Since you are so fond of fighting, we challenge you, Lord of the Nath.
Good luck with that.
And should we emerge the victors, I would have you swear to withdraw your soldiers from Dravanian soil.
Thou art bold indeed to risk thy fleshy hide so readily.
Well, the bug man is like, you don't even have a carapace. You're weak and fleshy.
Thy challenge. But should I emerge the victor, I would have thee swear to serve in mine army till thy last breath is spent. Do you accept?
I do. And I believe the first bout is mine.
I love how much they have to just, like, punk on Shiva here to try and make Ravana seem like a legitimate threat. Like, it's a little more than it's a little further than they really had to go with it. Like, I get he's a threat, but, like, what they do here is so bad. Also, did she do the whole incantation here again? I forget. No. Okay. Like, ooh, amazing! Shiva's back! Yay!
What is this? A god clad in flesh?
Is aught amiss, my lord? Thou wilt not break thy word, I trust.
Mine oath is unbending as steel, little goddess. Thy ruse will but add to mine enjoyment.
Okay then. Well, look, he has a lot of extra swords to fight you with here. Also, that was quick. All Ravana had to do was take one swing at her and he already hit the phase change. Like, he must be doing this unsynced. The degree to which he just doesn't care is hilarious. Good job, Shiva. You really pulled that one off. Yep. Super good. Like I said, the degree to which they punk Shiva here just to make Ravana seem like a real threat is like, you guys didn't have to go that far. Also, is it just me or is this fight like really boring?
I thought myself stronger.
Like, it should be kind of cool. They even use some of their special attacks and stuff, but it's just like they're both moving so slow, and the fight just seems so boring. Like, they're freaking primals, and the both of them are taking like minutes to cast every attack, and like just standing still half the time.
Art thou warrior or craven?
No, I'm a potato. I'm a tiny potato, and I'm gonna summon 7 friends to help me beat you up. So there's that. It really doesn't make sense in any way until you get to...
Good. Mayhap thou will provide more sport than thy feeble companion.
The whole trial thing really doesn't make a lot of sense until you pick up the Hades Asm crystal, right? At that point, the trial thing always makes a lot of sense because they bring that into the story using that ability. Oh god, what do they call it? It's not summon or call. It's not flow. That's the aetheryte teleport thing, is flow. God, what do they call that? That unique Asm skill. It has a name. I know it has a name, but I can't remember what they call it. That, like, calling out to the souls of champions across the realms or whatever. I know it has a name. I can't remember what they call it, though. But, like, the skill has a name of, like, what Asm used to call it. Thokastokad. Time to beat some ant ass into the ground. Forgive me, I was overconfident. Yeah, apparently so. You were basically worthless in that fight, weren't you? Good job there. Good job, worthless. Boop. And then let me go ahead and hit up. Wow, where the hell? Okay, here we go. Back to Tailfeather, because Tailfeather has a Ether Current quest. Annex Shrine has one. I'll need to go back to the Vath place, too, or the Yeah, Vath. To turn one into them as well. Let's, triple triad too, huh? Hunter becomes the Quay. The Quay! Attacked by a chocobo. That's a common story with all the hunting we do. Size of this one was unnaturally big. Size don't matter. We can't be having our core stuck at us. Capture the beast. Alright. Go hunting for big old chocobos. I guess I'll head out the top. I didn't even really bother to ask if any of you guys wanted to come along into like Ravana and maybe Somal later on with me. But I don't know if anyone's even here at the moment. I know some friends popped in, but you guys may all just be lurking right now. Besides, I never really have to worry that much about raw queuing up for these things. As a healer, my queue times are always pretty good, even on like really low-level content like this. Oh, I need to go talk to all the hunters again. Huh? Oh, no. Further. No. Wait. Wrong. No, can't get up from there. I have to go down. Damn it. These are the ones that annoy me before I get flight unlocked here. These stupid little hills that are like, oh, pick a side, any side. Nope, that's the wrong one. Nope, that's the wrong one too. So's that one. Like, how do I get up there? I don't see any path up there. There's gotta be some way. To the south didn't work. There was nothing high enough up to get up there. But, like, this doesn't work either. What the hell? Oh, but it also says they're about on the same level as me. But that makes no sense. Nope. 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 Definitely not. Nope. So where's the... This doesn't work. This isn't high enough. Like, there's no way up there. There's got to be a way up there, but there's, like, no way up there. Is it all the way around here? Is that it? Yeah, this is the one. God damn. I hate these little hills, man. The Forlands are really bad about putting, like, bullshit ledges in your way until you get flight unlocked. Which is like no good routes up. Here, pick this one path 5 miles in the other direction with one tiny route that leads up to where you need to be. Alright, go talk to more of these stupid hunters. Well, this is actually a pretty decent wait time for this. It is a hard version of a primal, so it's not too surprising. Like I said, the only people that are probably queued up for this are maybe one person, other person who's on the MSQ, and then like 6 people who are on trial roulette. This trigger will pull the door right off its hinges. Oh. Yep. There we go. Yeah, decent wait time so far. One of the hunters attacked unprovoked and got knocked unconscious by a single kick. Okay. Do I just have to go back to Marshall? Yeah. I don't even have to help them, like, catch a big chocobo. I literally just had to go talk to the same 3 hunters again. That's really pathetic, honestly. The fact that 2 of the ether current quests in this zone are the exact same mission objectives. You just go talk to the 3 hunters, go back to Marshchamp. Unless he's gonna send me after it now. We'll see, I suppose. I bet I could talk to him first. Stirring up trouble all around the forest, gather information. I went out and checked the traps. Can't say we've ever... Yeah, I didn't even have to go fight the chocobo. I literally just had to do the same exact thing a second time. Alright. Let me swap over to some... combat stuff, even if it's not the actual... that it has to show off the same exact summoning thing that he did the first time around as well again here. Also, I never really thought about it, but where is Thok taking place? Because that almost looks like we're outside with the Nath buildings around us, but we gotta be inside in like a cave area. So maybe it's just more Nath houses or whatever inside, though.
Dance to the song of ringing steel.
Oops, used the wrong thing there. Darn, I used some of my better food for that one. I didn't mean to do that. Come to the side and start kicking his ass from here. No, don't turn him! Oh, why do tanks always do that? He always does his seeing whatever, and then the tanks always end up spinning him around like that's gonna matter. Like, he's turning to face you, tank, so if he's got a shield on his front, you're not supposed to turn him around and try and get to his side. Just keep him facing forward.
Perish! Bleed! Feel my blades!
Ravana's actually not that difficult, really. I mean, you, like, especially in the hard one, it's pretty simple. He follows a pretty strict pattern, so you know pretty like, basically where to go at all times.
Bleed! Wilt thou yield?
Ooh, why you taking so many hits there?
Take wing, ye souls of war!
Oh! Is he summoning the... Does he even summon them in this one? Yes, he does summon them in this one. Good. I was right about that. Kill all the gunners. Don't want to let any of these butterflies survive, or they just turn into more swords for him later. Probably should be paying more attention to people's health, and I'm just not. I think I can hit all 3 of them here. Crud. I think we're good.
Prepare thyself! Rejoice!
Good timing on that shield. Not that it matters that much. He didn't manage to get any swords down, which means this is a very weak attack for the most part. See? He couldn't get any of the actual butterflies down, so it's not a very strong attack. Oh, he does do it during this one. Interesting. That's the attack I'm talking about right there, Supranica. But, he didn't do much with it, so... And it didn't have a cast bar or anything, although it doesn't have a cast bar normally. Yep, Supranica. Wow, this is taking a while. Like, is it just me, or does it seem like most of the people in this group probably don't have very good gear or something? I know mine aren't great, but mine is definitely at least on par with where I need to be for the MSQ. Like, this is taking a long time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Ravana. I win.
Thus does the sacred rite of combat proclaim the victor. I lay my blades at thy feet, child of man.
Children of man. Like, remember, I summoned 7 doofuses to help me. Don't forget that part. Okay, everyone pieced out. He didn't drop anything. I couldn't give anyone a commend, because they're all gone by the time my cutscene was done. Oh no, he's destroyed our gold. Yes, I did. Bye-bye, idiots. Let's go with this one. Aha. I already kicked your butt. Are you really that surprised?
Warrior of light. Would that I had your skill in battle. I do begin to see why so many place their faith in you.
I love that so says the lady who keeps insisting that she's trying to bring peace. Like, we come in peace, and then it's like, I beat up Ravana. She's like, I wish I had your skill in battle. It's like, it'd help, wouldn't it? But you shouldn't need to battle if you're all about peace, huh?
I do not think Ravana one to break his word. Provided the dragons do not trespass upon Nath lands, they should have little to fear of the Primal's biting blades. We have done well, have we not? Come, let us return to Vidofnir and share these glad tidings.
Sure, let us. Oh.
Once more you achieve the impossible.
Oh yeah, Egeorm.
But with every mortal heart that succumbs to fear and fury, another voice is joined to the chorus, beseeching divine succor.
It's hard to be too concerned about them when we know we completely destroy these idiots. Like, it's hard to be all that concerned when they just get dunked on by the Warrior of Light like everyone else eventually.
At their bidding, warring gods will shake the firmament, and your world will be consumed in the swelling storm of chaos.
Not really. I've seen you draw upon the full extent of your power, never from afar till this day. A marvel to behold, tiny potato man. You are a marvel to behold, tiny potato. Yeah, that was actually perfect timing. It's a good thing I took the extra time to talk to Marshchamp. Otherwise, I would have had to teleport back there and then run from there somewhere else, which wouldn't have really mattered, because it's about the same running from here to where I need to go, or just teleporting to tail feather and then running around to where I need to go, it would be about the same amount of time. But still, nice that I got it done. All I've got left is the one last ether current that's sitting up on the mountain. And the last one from the quest that's over by the dragons, which I don't remember exactly what that one wants me to do. And then the MSQ, and I'm done. And then I'll be free birding in Dravanian Forelands too. Ah, come on. Come on. There you go. Much better. All of this vertical bullshittery will be out the window as soon as I finish up these ether currents. Never have to deal with it again. At least on this character. Technically, I'll have to deal with it on one other character. I still have one alt of the alts I was working on that is not quite past this part of the story. But that's okay. I'll just be skipping most of the dialogue and cutscenes and stuff for her. Crap, I'm around the wrong side again, aren't I? Oh, no, but there is a way to get up here. I remember. Back from before I got the ether current here on my main, there is a way to get up this side because it's small enough there. There you go. Here's your guns. We can arm ourselves and defend ourselves. It's a nath, but even we find it utterly unnerving the way they think is one. Yeah. That's okay. You don't have to justify killing each other to me. I'm a human. We kill each other all the time. We don't need to bother justifying it. You want to kill other nath? Go right ahead. Done. Another god dead. What's next? Oh, I didn't take any pictures of Ravana. That was stupid of me. Again, I forgot to take pictures. Curious, the Vath never mentioned the name. Quite certain he'll keep his word. There was honor beneath his savagery. Uh-huh. A miracle that we survived at all from this tiny, tiny potato. Rare of light, unlike some. You're gone so long, Master Alphino here, and I lost his wits with worry, fretting like a maid for her sweetheart he was. Stydian. Was that truly necessary? It's like, yes. Not truly, but certainly true. Stydian's great, man. Even when he's a dick in this early on parts, Stydian's great. Promise fulfilled, we should return to Vidofnir. And off he runs again, sort of. I'm kind of Stydian. For all his experience in intellect, he's still but a boy. Eh. No, I'm with Stydian on this. That boy needs to be teased relentlessly. Like, that boy is just begging to be bullied. He needs to be teased constantly. Mourn in passing. And here's the MSQ one. So this will be the last quest in this zone. And hey, look, I'm right on track to finish at about a 2.5-hour stream like I thought I would. Because I'll be going with a couple cutscenes and then up to Somal and I'll be done. But I need to do a couple of ether current things first. Way to annex Shrine. Not have the dragons think that we have forgotten our bargain. Be right there. Is this the Beast Tribe one? Because it's not... Yep, naming of Vath. Yeah, that'll be the Beast Tribe one. I was going to say, it's not an ether current, that's for sure. And it's a blue quest, so I don't know what it is exactly. But since it was with the Vath, I could only assume it must have been the Beast Tribe unlock. Okay, yep, we're almost done. One, I always end up calling them, like, latent, but that's not right. Residual? Static, I guess, would work pretty well. One static ether current. One, side quest ether current and then the MSQ, and I'm done. I'll do the side quest one first, because I think it sends me back out to do some stuff out here. And the static ether current is actually to the west. The static ether current is up on the mountain. So when I'm heading for Somme Wall is the good time to grab that one. I still love being over-leveled so much. Again, that ain't gonna fly in Stormblood. Level cap is gonna make it so that everything wants to beat my ass. So I'm gonna have to deal with the normal way of through these expansions where you have to actually deal with enemies. Rather than here in Heavensward where I can just ignore enemies. Oh, I could have just teleported to Annex Shrine. I'm an idiot. I could still teleport to Annex Shrine and probably save a few seconds, but it's a little too late now. But from all the way over at the Vath area, I should have just teleported. Would have saved me like a minute and a half. Hello, Vidofnir. Abandon thine own conceived contest with the Nath. And we return in triumph. Yep, Beastman's god, Lord Ravana, laid low. Almost were to withdraw his followers from your lands in the event of his defeat. Slain, how didst thou contend with his biting blades? With a bunch of other idiots to tank them for me. Hie you unto the deepest reaches of Morn, and there shall you find Halo, the altar from which you may begin your ascent to the summit of Somal. The minions of Nidhogg shall not lightly suffer your presence on that sacred mountain. Yeah, exactly. Your struggles within the cavern shall I judge your party possessed of sufficient fortitude to proceed. Make your way through the dinosaurs so that I know you have the power to actually face Nidhogg's idiots on the mountain. It's like you're gonna have to face his idiots on the mountain. You're even gonna have to beat up his girlfriend. Okay, where is this? Dragon. Dragon. Dargan. It's much easier to handle this area when you have flight as well, because you don't have to go up and down the stairs. Escas. Hello there. Lesson in humility. Oh yeah, is this the one where you have to beat up a bunch of dragons? Make a suitable adversary. Our younglings must learn the hardships of battle. Yeah, I have to go beat up a bunch of little dragons. Okay, that's down and outside. I should probably do it now, though. Yeah. I can't think of exactly where the last ether current is. I know it's up the mountain, but I don't know that it's directly in... Oh, no, it is directly in Morn. I think I can picture it in my mind. The exact location it's in, and it is, like, right on the critical path. So, I should be good to go do this and then come back. Oh man, I'm sneezing like crazy too now. Ugh. Need a drink of water. Alright, little guys, let me kick your butts. Man is not fit to battle dragons, unless I will do as father asks. Sure, man is not fit to battle dragons after I beat you all up. I'm sure you'll still believe that. I probably should have saved my chain stratagem for one of the stronger ones. How about you? Such a thing to come, gun. You've beaten him, but your game's in here. Well, it's like, go kick my kids' asses, because they need to learn the hard way. Nice fire breath, idiot. I don't even have my chicken out, and I'm still doing great. Alright, pal. What trickery. I won't let you make a mockery of me and my brothers. They think they're so powerful. So I can go the full 9 yards with this one, just in case. Nah, he's not really all that strong. Bye. Bye-bye. Alright, now I'm good. Everything is up from here. Right? Turn in this side quest up to the mountain for the static ether current, and then MSQ. And we will be done. As long as I'm right, and there's only 4 here. There's usually 4 in these zones. Yep, only 4 here. Up and up and up we go again. Need to go tell this guy I kicked the shit out of his kids. Hooray! I'm a hero. I beat up your children. Put in their place, huh? Such it was not to foster ill relations, but to teach.
His last order was, come. And they came, all of them, even the dragons.
Even the dragons. Oh, God. Boop. Done. Up and up and up. Although, actually, do we go up anymore? No, Morn's here, right? Yeah, I'm on the right level for Morn. So I think the ether current is right inside here. They did a remake of the game that line is from. Ooh, and they changed that line. Cowards! Fucking cowards. How dare you change that line? I believe it's right up on one of these rocks, if I remember correctly, where the ether current is. It's like right on one of these rocks. I could hunt that Tyrannosaur while I'm here. I don't care enough. A couple of Centurio seals don't matter to me. Am I wrong about this? 172 to the north. Okay, no. Yeah. I swear I remember it just, like, sitting on one of these rocks. I used to think it was up on the mountain side, but that's because I remembered when I pictured it here inside Morn, that the reason I think it's up on the mountainside is because I wasted half an hour up on the mountainside the first time I did this, because I was trying to hunt the ether current by the ether compass, and it was sending me all over the goddamn mountain because it's down here in the frickin' caves. It wasn't that I actually found the ether current there, it's just that that's the first journey I went on around the top of the mountain the first time I got... Yeah. Exactly. It's just running all over the top of the mountain, and meanwhile it's in the freaking caves beneath you. It's like, god damn it. You bastards. I also like that Vidofnir is like, your fight through the caves will tell me if you're ready to face the dangers of Somal. And meanwhile, I'm so over-leveled, nothing in the caves is even attacking me. Does anyone want to run Somal with me, or no? I'll just put it out there now in case anyone's interested, but I can just queue up as a healer and get it really quick. Hey, there's the first sightseeing point. This one might be Prey. Yeah, it's not Lookout. Okay, it was Prey. That's the thing. Most of the sightseeing points from Heavensward on, first of all, you can see them, that's what that little glowing orb thing was a sightseeing point. You could see them, which you could not do in ARR. That's why the ARR ones are like, I'm not in a big rush to do them. You have to decipher the text and figure out where they are yourself. Or just use a website that tells you where they are, which is what I'll probably do. But you can at least see the ones from Heavensward on, and they really drastically reduced the emotes. Like 99% of the, like 95% of the sightseeing points from Heavensward on are lookout for the emote. About 4% ish are like pray, and beyond that there's one or two other emotes really that you use on very rare ones, but it's mostly lookout or pray. And it's mostly lookout. Alright. Somal time. Time to go kick Nidhogg's girlfriend's butt. Done all the sightseeing spots in the game to Shadowbringers. Do not speak to me about them. Don't want to think about the air. Yeah. Open the way to Somal's summit for thee. Oh yeah. Nidhogg's brood are not gonna be happy. Not seen visitors of your kind nigh on 1,000 years. Passage, your presence will not be welcomed. Yeah, no duh. Holy ground and resting place both where you the minions of Nidhogg during your ascent. Certain they shall take great offense at your intrusion. Time to go. It's dungeon time. Actually, I guess I probably don't need to take anyone into the dungeon with me. I can probably run it with duty support. Actually got my last ARR one yesterday. The Dragoon, have care to keep the stolen power thou wieldest in check, lest it breed further despair. Yeah, there's that. Those eyes will not be contained, Dragoon, no matter how much you think you can. It was only coming up once every 2 days with the weather and time needing to lie. Oh my god, I hate that crap. Tiomon herself is said to guard this peak. Oh well. I don't fear Nidhogg's consort. A dragon foolish enough to bar a path shall feel the sting of my lights. Remind you that we are come to parley of peace. They're not gonna listen, though. Let's be clear, heretic. Save Ishgard to her people that I first lent my support to this doubtful venture. 'Tis for their sake that I go now to speak with Hraesvelgr. I said nothing of Tiamat. Except to present itself to rid my people of one of their deadliest enemies, I shall take it. Jesus, Justinian. Beyond redemption. What I love is, I want to see the duty support on this, because if Azael is part of the duty support on this, that's hilarious. Because she's sitting here bickering at Estinium, but then she goes in on duty support with us and helps us kill them. Our path leads up the mountain. Defend ourselves of attack, but avoid conflict wherever possible. Okay. She's a paladin. Makes sense. Makes sense. Because if you think about Shiva, I would expect her to... I mean, realistically, I would expect Azael to have Paladin, Bard, and probably White Mage, if you think about Shiva's abilities. Or her weapons. If you think about the weapons Shiva summons, I would expect her to have, like, Paladin, White Mage, and Bard, probably. Alright. Duty support. Somal. Yeah, Oracle of Frost. That's a heck of a job title she's got there. Let's go. I could take my time going through Somal. Not that I'll really take much time, but I could take some time if I want. And sort of investigate things as I go. . Oh yeah, these ones. Those stupid poison bulb things. Somol time. Time to go make peace with the dragons by climbing a mountain and killing dragons. Dargans must die. Okay. Achievements. In the current area? Mapping, yep, mapping the realm. Yeah, it's like 1/10 of a second faster than an achievement popped up. I'm like, oh wait, it'd be mapping the, yep, there it is. Oh yeah, she even has the ice shield and blade. DPS Alf, no damage at all. Yep. Good luck with that.
Focus. Release.
Let's see if I could do some slightly bigger pulls. There we go. You can do some slightly larger pulls with duty support. It's not super easy or really super recommended, but it is possible. God, she's running for the frickin'... Okay. Oh, because Astinian went for it. Astinian went straight for the Drake Spur. Like, Astinian knows what he's doing in this dungeon, that's for sure. I triggered the Drake Spur, and instead of going after whatever random pollen clusters it spawned, Astinian went straight for the Drake Spur. Like, he knows what's going on in this dungeon. I wonder what else she could be. Because she can't just be a tank. She must have another class. So I wonder what else she can appear as if you're the tank. Because Alf would become the healer. I'm certain Alf would become the healer if you're the tank. So I imagine she's a DPS. I would guess Bard? Maybe she summons Shiva's bow and goes Bard? Or maybe she just uses sword and shield still, but is a Bard, or is a tank, or DPS. She's a black mage who only uses frostbite. Okay. Okay, so Shiva's staff wasn't meant to represent like a healer class for her. Which is stupid, because that would give her a spectrum of jobs she could fulfill across the board. Although I guess Shiva's staff could represent both a black mage and a white mage. Not that she ever needs to use one, because Alphino becomes the healer if you're ever not the healer, so... But still, it would make almost more sense if the staff represents a white mage, or at least a white mage and a black mage, because it gives her the broad spectrum of job abilities, right? Like, she could have paladin, bard, and then white mage, and maybe black mage too, who knows? But whatever. It doesn't matter, because she'll never use those abilities anyway. There's, like, no world in which she can use those abilities, because if you're not the healer, Alphino is, so she never needs to be a healer.
Shiva, aid me!
You know what? Let's just go all in here.
Release.
Oh, wow. It really didn't pull everyone? Yes, the Astinian goes straight for the Drake Spur when you do that. As soon as you trigger it, Astinian goes for it.
Away with you!
I could be Asuna-ing people, but why would I bother? That's boring. Just let them deal with the poison. And DPS. DPS is the best mitigation.
Away with you!
The ones that get a bit weird are like the Stormblood ones, and there's one in the Heavensward set, or one of Matoya's frog. Yes, I do know about Perorogo. Yeah, I know about Perorogo. Perorogo is great. where a freaking frog can become the tank is hilarious. I love that. I love that this little frog that's wielding a little wand too. He's got like a wizard hat and like a little stick that he waves around like the rest of the frogs, you know? Like he's a little mage, but he's a tank. Which is friggin' great.
Your guard is down.
Justinian. Blood of the Dragon. Unique powers of the Azure Dragoon. Don't you get Blood of the Dragon too? Although I guess technically you are like an Azure Dragoon or whatever. Within the storyline, you're one of the 2 Azure Dragoons or whatever.
Know your folly.
Just die, idiot. Let me just pop these morons. There's a lot more health. There we go.
Focus. Release. Away with you!
Darn, so many of these freaking ads, man. Oh god. Still surprised. See Azael as a tank. Yeah. Seeing Azael as a tank. Like I said, it does make some sense, though, with Shiva having the sword and shield.
Focus. Release.
There we go. Now he's dead.
Focus. Release.
Wasn't ready for that. Does that mean she can fit in all roles? She also have a bow and a staff. Tank for me, Frost Mummy. Like, I thought she'd be able to fit in all roles, but Baron says that if you take the tank spot, she becomes a black mage rather than a white mage. So that, I guess, represents a staff. And it seems like she then has nothing to represent the bow, which is a little weird. I would have really assumed it would be like paladin, bard, white mage. But yeah, because you have Alphina with you at all times, that Azael is with you in this, there's literally no reason for Azael to ever play a healer, because Alphina fills that spot. So I guess they just decided to make her a black mage rather than a bard, which is odd. It's weird. Wait, what? Yep, just ice spells. Which makes her not a very good black mage either, honestly. Like, one of the worst things you can do as a black mage is just stay in ice phase forever. It's weak as hell.
Focus. Release.
Like, I guess technically you could go through the whole game only using ice magic. You'd piss off every single player who had to play through content with you, but it'd be possible. You're still technically dealing damage. She wouldn't run out of mana, at least. Yep, there's that. At least she'll always have mana to spare. Unfortunately, she'll never spend any mana in any way. Like, she'll never have any ability to cast where she would need any mana at all if she's always using ice magic. Which makes all that mana regeneration worthless.
Focus. Release!
Alphino won't shut up. We got it. You're focusing up, buddy. Cool. Great. Now shut up. Still a gladiator, not a paladin. Well, she's not either. Just like she wouldn't actually be a bard and isn't actually a black mage or a white mage. She's an Oracle of Frost is her job name. And it's another one of those fake jobs that like they give to the scions and your trust partners and stuff. That isn't really like any known job and just has whatever abilities they need it to have.
Your guard is down.
I mean, Reen is... Wait. Yeah? You have done Shadowbringer. Yeah, I've done Shadowbringer. But if you're about to say that, like, Reen is a rogue or a ninja... Well, wouldn't be a ninja, but a rogue, I think you're wrong. I believe Reen had a unique class called Oracle of Light or something like that as well. Like, I know functionally she works a lot like a rogue, but I believe she also had a unique class called Oracle of Light. Gaia, I would expect, yeah, Oracle of Darkness. But wait, do you run any content with Gaia where you would actually see her job name? I don't think you would run anything with Gaia. She's only in the normal raid. And she can't be part of your party. Brew, maybe. I don't know that Gaia is like an actual party member during Fru. I would imagine she would just be an NPC in Fru. Like she was in Eden. At least that's what I suspected. No, but someone data mined it. Okay. She's a boss in Fru. Okay. Okay, so someone just data mined her in order to find out that her job is called Oracle of Darkness. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I guess that makes sense if people are just data mining to find these things. But yeah, like, everyone has these fake jobs. I mean, except Astinian, who literally is just called Dragoon as his job title right now. Which, I mean, totally makes sense, given he's the Dragoon, the most important one in the whole friggin' game. But, like, it's funny when almost every single party member you hook up with in, like, duty, support, and trust and stuff has a fake job title. Not like one of the ones that you actually use. Imagine. If Astinian was a Lancer. If Astinian was a Lancer this whole time. Like, you do duty support and it calls him Lancer. Oh my god, that'd be so bad. He's a Lancer. He's just one of the only white elves who can jump. White elf can jump. Oh, man. Alright, let's give me some, I should actually be using... Problem is, I don't have much of these. Wish I had more songs on this list.
For the House of Leveilleur!
Yep, sure. I mean, his sister isn't here, so out of respect for her, he has to steal the limit break. Like, just to keep it consistent, he has to take the limit break if she's not here to do it. Oh wait, isn't this the guy that chucks all the frickin' slimes at you? I always forget, like, what exactly you're supposed to be doing with him. Yeah, this is the one who's throwing the slimes. I think there's only, like, one slime that's really dangerous, and I can't remember which one it is.
Away with you!
Like, I don't even really have to heal. Bosses are so boring. Like, bosses are so boring. At least with, like, trash pulls, you eventually have to worry about some stuff. But, like, bosses? Nah, nothing. Ever. They can't do enough damage to even make it worth mine and Celine's time most of the time. That's the one. That's the one. The one that you have to destroy because it has an enrage. That's the one that's really dangerous. I think that big one's enrage is enough to, like, one-shot your entire party. Or it used to be. I don't know if it is anymore. They may have redesigned the fight to make it weaker. Oh, great. Waste of Fey Illumination, but whatever. Oh, well. I'm picking up some of the woad stuff, which is fun. I don't know that I'll use any of it. It can sometimes make for good glam if you want that, like, wild man berserker kind of look. It's all furry and animalistic and looks kind of cool sometimes. But, I don't know that I'll use any of it for glam.
Focus.
Hey, Azale, I
Release.
brought you some friends to play with. Why are you running away? Stand and fight, Azale. You're supposed to be a tank. Stop running further and further into corners. I got so many ether charges banked up here, Azale. You're never gonna die.
Release.
Like, I have a bunch of extra ether
Release.
charges banked up and I'm
Your
overcapping
guard
them,
is
so
down.
don't worry about dying. Hello, Deep Mountain Wyvern. You would not believe how many of your tiny brethren in the valley I murdered for their hides previously.
Know your folly.
Bye-bye. Go dragon.
Focus. Release.
Stinian.
Focus.
Stinian
Release.
ran out of one AoE into another. Not the smartest there. I need to find more action-y music. I think I only have like 3 songs on this playlist, which is not enough for shuffling. But I need to find more that sort of fit the category. I'll check some other playlists and sort of add them to my list as I go. Tioman, come out to play. Tioman, come out to play. I mean you no harm as we killed all of the other creatures in this place. Oh, Rick might be... Blah, blah, blah. Wait, did I not mute it when I coughed like a motherfucker there? Hmm. Load Skywicka. Pick up anything interesting? Shadow Blue. Definitely not. Definitely not. No, 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 no. Nothing I care about. It's all getting hawked to the Grand Company. Mapping the realm. Oh yeah, like that. I don't remember a lot of Tiamat stuff. I think I remember that the body becomes invulnerable and you have to destroy the wings at one point. That's what I remember. That's about it. Comet. Get them comet drops out of here, boys. Ah! Shouldn't have stood there.
Away with you!
Go ahead and charge up a bit. Start killing these wings. Bye-bye, left wing. And... bye-bye, right wing.
For the House of Leveilleur!
Yeah, yeah.
For the House of Leveilleur!
Oh, but no, just use the damn thing already. Your dad hates you.
Know your folly.
Wow, you guys are kind of terrible at this. Why y'all taking so much damage? It's over already. Just finish it. Good job, Tioman. You really put up a fight there. Bye. Like, how did anyone ever expect we were actually going to be able to do this after we murdered his mate? Like, I know we're going to race Velgar, not Nidhogg, and trying to get him to sort of put the kibosh on what Nidhogg's doing himself and all that, but, like, after we killed Nidhogg's mate, there was no way he was ever gonna listen even to race Velgar. Nah. Alright, good job, idiots. Let's go! Oh, yeah. Yes, I forgot. Reopening my chakras. Or something. You okay? Actually, I'm doing great. More crystals of light. When was the last I sensed no other dragons nearby? Oh, someone's pissed. He knows we're here then. Like, we just killed his mate. Yeah, he knows. He's pissed. It's hotter than flame. Great. Yeah. We killed another one. Big deal. Like, you gotta break a bunch of eggs in order to make an omelet in this war.
To the peak of Som Al, at the end of a perilous mountain path, whence could be seen a string of pearl-like islands floating impossibly atop a sea of clouds. To a domain where dragons and men had once lived in harmony, whose majesty no mortal eye had glimpsed for nigh on 1,000 years, they came.
Get to grab gear out of the skin of your sentient enemies. Yeah, can't forget to do that. Alright. We are here. Oh, I need to actually finish this quest, don't I? Yeah, because Mourn in Passing has an ether current behind it. Nice mountain Olveros, yeah, you know. It's cold in Kurthus, but the air here carries the chill of a dozen winters. Oop. Free bird in Dravania Forelands. Ether current attunement complete. So I can now fly in the Forelands, which means I can now use the Forelands for gathering for crafting stuff if I want, but I don't think I'm in a big rush. I'll probably wait until I've, shit, what? Unlock the hinterlands, maybe? Or at least Azis Law. Maybe even the hinterlands. I'll probably wait until I have flying in every zone before I do another set for my scholar, like the best set I can get him at that time, which may be the 60 set, but I don't know. Well, the first 60 sets. I won't have any master crafting stuff yet. But we'll see. And I'll probably just wait that long to craft myself a bunch of stuff for my other classes too. Like, I probably won't even bother to craft mid expansion sets for my other classes. I'll probably wait until I'm near the end and then craft the like highest level stuff. I can get them. Alright. Either 8. Summoning stone that I'll never use. Yep. And that is where we will go ahead and call it for today. Even though it's a little earlier than it needs to be, but only by about 10 minutes. Next stream. I actually don't know what I'm going to do off stream for next stream, if I'm not going to craft more gear, but I guess we'll see. And next actual stream will be dicking around with Kupo. Like, next stream will be messing around with Moogles. In the meantime, the weird part is they talk about the churning mist like it's super cold, which makes sense because it's so high up in the sky. Yeah, it would be chilly and all that. But then you look at the churning mist and it doesn't look that cold. Like, it's not white, it's not very snowy. It's high up, yeah, so it should be cold, but like it just doesn't look it. So I may just keep this glam for next week. Even though the other one worked a little better for, like, the chilly cold or whatever. But, like, this one I think will work better for the churning mists. Let me go ahead and pause this stuff and turn the browser audio off. Because I need to go find a place for us to raid in just a second. Mm-hmm.